the session. Okay. I think Sheikh is also waiting for so long to start, right? Okay, so I'll begin this class. And before starting this session, quickly, I will share you a link for yesterday's, some small 5 questions to be attended. Just Google form is there. I have sent you all. Just 5 minutes, guys. Quickly, can you just click on that and fill the answers? It's 7:15 till 7:20 max. Everyone, okay, quickly. And I believe everyone will get 5 out of 5. It's easy questions I have prepared. Done. Supriya is done. Super cool. Just 2 minutes, huh? Good. How about others if done? Or else we'll wait 3 more minutes to go. I hope Supriya, you will get 5 out of 5. Super fast you have done. 5 out of 5, Tanya. Good, good job. 3 more minutes. Excuse me. Mhm. 5 out of 5. Great. Good, Sai. Ashrita, right? Ashrita. Okay. Sahil, 4 out of 5. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Ashrita, for confirming. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Guys who have joined now, just to let you know, in the chat box, I have shared one link to complete this MCQ. I'm sharing here again. So just try to finish it. Another 2-3 minutes is there left. 7:15. Oh, Dhanush, great. Good job. Who else? Guys, 1 minute. Seema, 4 out of 5. Okay. Done. Okay, 1 more minute to go. Let's wait for this 1 minute and get back to the sessions. Okay. Okay. So I think now it's 7:20. We will get back to the session. I will share the PPT again and something interesting we are going to learn today. Let me share that screen. Okay, so the screen is visible to all, right? That is my presentation. Okay, fine. So till yesterday, all the basics we have known. So quickly, I'll jump on to the next topics, okay? Because I don't want to waste time. I want you all to learn on this given time slots, okay? So which will should be helpful to you all also. All right, so we are going to learn something about what is HR administrations and what is HR operations. Okay, so whenever you go to any organization or whenever you go to become an HR, so basic questions maybe this part as well, like, yeah, of course, what we learned yesterday, what is HRM, what are the key functions and all. Sahil Singh, I'm not send this notes. Actually, this is not a notes, it's in a PPT presentation. So all these questions, what I'm giving to you right at the end of the, beginning of the sessions, that will be useful to you. That questions you can save it. Okay, because all the important points which can be asked in the interview or in interview, you can explain about HR. That type of questionnaire is only I'm preparing for you guys. Okay, so I think that would be very much useful for you all. Okay, coming back to the topic. So we are going to learn about HR administrations and HR operations and the difference. Okay, so a quick information or a quick, differentiation. I would like to tell you about this HR administration and operations. So administration, it is more about documentations, policies and compliance. Okay, just register this in your mind. Whenever administration comes, that relevant, that relates to documentation, maintaining records, writing notes, or making such policies like do's and don'ts. So that and all comes under administrations. Okay, now then HR operations. So what is operations is focuses on optimizing HR processes and ensuring smooth execution. In short, okay. So operations is the process, the process what involves in record keeping, the process what involves in this maybe payroll management, the process which is involves in record keeping, as I mentioned, and to maintain the HR database. So whatever the process we are bringing in to the process, to this activities, that is called as operations. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you all now. There were some questions or what? Repeat again. Okay. See, administration, what it does is it is the simple way record keeping, that comes under administrations. Employee onboarding, like when you are calling an employee, there will be some documentations, some of the details to be noted down in the paper. So you can remember, wherever most of the paper works are coming in, that is under administrations. Okay, such as policies. When you work on policies also, you have to write somewhere, you have to make a note, so that is administrations. Okay, HR operations is like what process you are using towards this record keeping, what process you are using towards employee onboarding, that is called as operations. Okay, now I hope it is clear. So I'll tell you about this administrations like employee onboarding. So it looks simple, employee onboarding. It looks very simple. But when we get into the job, when we get into the work, okay, then employee onboarding doesn't look like simple. What happens is you have to collect employees' previous experience documents. You have to collect employees' education details. You have to collect employees ID proofs. So these are documents what you are collecting, the collection of these documents comes under administration process. So there is two department into HR now: HR administrations, HR operations. Okay, so HR administrations will take care of this documentation part, verifying in the sense, you might know background verifications, BGV. It is called as BGV, background verification. So in this background verifications, again, any employee who has joined, the HR will collect their documents. Record video after complete the class. Okay, I'm not having the recording video. It's with the Sunstone team. Okay. Okay, guys, any questions you can ask me about the subject? Okay, fine. So okay, where were we on the employee onboarding? So employee onboarding has n number of documents. I have just mentioned few, like their previous experience documents, yeah, their education documents, their ID proof documents, their other basic details. Maybe if it's written like certificates, if they have name change certificates, if they have bank account detail certificates, so all this comes under administration job. Now, what is HR operations for this employee onboarding? That is the process. So administration, now you know document collections. Okay, how we are going to collect these documents? That is called as operations, HR operations. Okay, now there will be a certain team who will be working on this operations activities. They will make such rules like the employee whoever is joining or before their joining date, the HR administration team should submit these documents which should go for background verifications. Okay, that is operations team job. They will be checking whether this employee's BGV has been done or it has not been done. Because once the BGV is done, it is very much helpful for the employee to continue the job if it's positive record. Okay, if the BGV has come negative, then the employee's employment may get cancelled. He may not be or she may not be able to continue further. That is what this HR operations job is, to look into all this process, whether all this process has been maintained, all this process has been done on timely basis, or there is any flaws in between. Okay, these are the basic jobs of the HR operations. Collection of documents comes under which one? Administrations. In short, see, onboarding will have collection of documents, payroll management will have collection of document, benefits also will have collection of documents. See, all these points whatever I have mentioned here, these are some activities I have highlighted, and in all these activities the HR has to complete the documents. So in short, whatever document collection process is there, that comes under HR administrations. I hope now it is clear, right? And wherever the process comes, process of collecting the documents for employee onboarding, process for collecting the document of payroll management, or the process of collecting the document of compliance, or the process of record keeping, how to maintain the record keeping, there will be a process. Company to company wise, the process differs. Okay, so all such process comes under HR operations. Clear? Okay, so just keep in mind, wherever the document parts come, that is administration's activities. Wherever the process part comes, that comes operations activities. Okay. Now, why I have highlighted these few points under HR administration, to show the major part of documentations or the major part of HR administrations comes under these key functions. Okay, like yesterday we have seen some core HR functions, right? In that, some HR functions was recruitment. So once recruitment happens, if a candidate is selected, of course they are going to do onboarding. So that comes under HR administration's activities. And once the employee onboarded, then what happens? Payroll management, we have to pay the salaries to them. So that comes under HR administration activities. And after that, some benefits may be given to the employee if the employee has worked super good for the organization. Then we have to give some benefits, maybe in terms of incentives. So incentives again is a part of some documentations will be there, right? So that comes under again the administrations. Compliance with labor laws, like the labor law, some government organization may have asked, if you are paying this much of, or maybe some incentives above 5 lakh, then there should be a tax deduction as per the government law. So that tax deduction has happened or not, the documents has been submitted or not, these all activities will be checked by this administrations team. Record keeping is very simple. Let's say an employee has joined in any organization, then the person, the HR administration must keep all the data of that particular employee in the records. That could be digital record or that could be paper documents. But nowadays all the organization has gone to this digitization. So everyone is maintaining in some wallet HR. There are some tools. Okay, HRIS, like human resource information system, HRMIS, human resource, that my major information and all will be stored in that tools. So that has become under the HR administration's activities. So maintaining HR database. So HR database, again, it's an activity to write down, right? Activity to maintain the data. That could be, recruitment data, that could be payroll data, that could be this compliance data, that could be this benefits data. So that is HR database. Then administering new starters, changes and levers on the systems, like any new starters have joined, any changes has come in between. So, or there are, n number of levers has come once the candidate has joined. So all these activities will also be captured through HR administration's activity person. Okay. And in short, dealing with day-to-day HR queries. So when I say day-to-day HR queries, like there is a cap facility given by the HR to the employees, right? So the employees will not call to every HR. They will only call to the HR admin team. Administrations also called as admin. So they will contact HR admin to know where is the cap, what is the process, because that HR admin team will have the records. Where is the cap? What is the next time the cab is going to onboard? What are the route map for that particular cab is? Okay. So that is again the part of keeping the records or documentation of the processes. So that is HR admin's job. Okay. I hope now somewhat it is clear now what is HR administrations. Or I was little fast. You can let me know if you want me to explain once again in another simple manner, so I can try that. So it was pretty clear, right? Great, great. Thanks for the confirmation, Sai, Ashrita, and Hemalata. Okay, good. Now, HR operations is a bit tricky one. So that is what I wanted to know. This administration is clear or not. Okay. So as I said, HR administrations is the department name, but any HR who joined with them for the small work activities, for documentations and all, we call them HR admin. Okay. That is the local word I can say in the corporate world, what we use, HR admin. Okay. So there will be a lot of opportunities for HR admin also, because the HR admin person should be good enough identifying the documents, verifying the documents, whether it's original or fake. Also to process it as per the process decided by the operations team. So of course we need a talented people towards this HR admin who can take a quick decision if anything is missing in between, maybe missed in the process, or maybe the process is under under checking by the other HRs and it's not been posted or uploaded. So in that time, HR admin team cannot wait. They have to take the quick decision and complete this documentation activities, So they should be smart, and of course they should be, confidence enough to take that role. And it is again a challenging role. Okay. Now I would talk about something for this HR administration. Okay. So in short, managing employees records and HR database, and also managing the HR policies, like whatever the process has been made in these policies, and ensuring the compliance, handling documentations. So documentations that could be, there are multiple types of employment. There would be a freelancer employment, there would be a contract employment, there would be part-time job seeker employment, right? So all this activity or all this employment contract or joining formalities is also a part of administration's activities, because it's coming under documentation part. Then processing benefits and leave management. So this is also taken care by HR admin team. Processing benefits, because the data will come to the admin team from the payroll department. Like this is the data as per the policy, and HR admin team has to check it. HR admin team has to verify whether this activity is been done on real time or it's just a verbal communications. Okay. Now, because everything is digitization, any or everything can be found in the tool. So they have to go back and verify in the tool or with the respected HOD in the sense their department head, to verify whether that employee has been, enrolled for this benefits or not. So they have to verify all these checkings, and then they will approve this benefit. Also the leave management. So any employees has taken any leaves, they will check with the respected manager whether that person was available on that day, or he was on leave, or he has worked on Sundays or any holidays. So if they work on any holidays, they should be eligible for a comp off, compensatory off. So that verification also taken care by HR admin team. So once they process all this data, they will submit to the payroll team for the payroll flow. I could say the money flow happens once the HR admin team approves or confirms. See, it's not necessary that every organization will have all these different HRs, like HR recruiter, then HR administrator, then HR payroll, then HR operations. Like that, it's not necessary. If it's an huge organization like KPMG, or I mean some other big companies, if it is there, if you have heard about some other companies, big MNCs, they will have all these different HR departments. They will have specifically 20 recruiters. They will only do the recruitment job. They will have specifically some 20 HR admin, this admin activities. Then HR payroll team who will do only payroll processing. When I say payroll, that is, that money flow work they will take care. That could be incentive payment, that could be variable pay payment, or that could be their salary payment. This all taken care by the payroll team. Then comes another like HR operations. They will only sit and work for the processes. They will try to bring in some new process so that the HR admin activities are reduced, or so that the HR payroll team can have the lesser job to process the payment. So that decision making is done by the HR operations team. And HR operations, it will be some I would say they are, a bit good in the thinking knowledge, like logical thinking. So those persons can choose this HR operations work, and that they will be, completely management will be depending on that particular team, because they have to think and bring the new process. Excuse me. They have to bring some unique process to the organization to achieve their this goals. That could be, if there is a lengthy process, then the HR ops team will sit and think what all changes we can bring in to reduce the process, and the activity can done in 1 day instead of 2 days. Let's give an example, like employee onboarding. What happens is some companies employee onboarding can takes 1 week time. Okay, so 1 week time is not a good time, right? What do you think? To make one employee to sit for a 1 week and complete the onboarding formalities, is that a good time? Let's say you being as a new joiner of the organization, you are joining in an organization and they are taking 1 week of time to complete the onboarding like formalities. What you will feel? You will feel comfortable with that, or you will feel the process should complete in 1 day and get into the job? Anybody? You want to do these onboarding facilities for a week, or 1 day you want to complete it?
1 day.
Anyone can reply?
1 day, ma'am.
You guys know what is onboarding, right? Sheikh, 1 week. If you will wait for 1 week, you will lose the opportunity to get into the floor. You know why? Other people will be getting into your role and they will be getting the job, and your name will be behind. Yes, 1 day, Preeti, and 1 day. Now I'll tell you why 1 day is important. Because if the joining formalities happens in 1 day, you will, of course, you will not know the complete company background in 1 day. That will take some time. But in that 1 day, at least you will know what is the company strength. What is the company goal? Is this company is really going to give you the benefits and the career growth? And what is the strategy of this company to sustain in the market for longer period? If these things you will know in 1 day, then you can take a quick decision that you want to continue with this company or you want to look out for a change. Otherwise, you will lose the other 6 days of your career, right? Because that 6 days will never come back. It's gone. So that is what every company and every employee, whoever is joining, they will ensure to get to know the. Okay. Every company will ensure that a 1 day joining formalities should be happen. So the employee is clear enough about the company growth, the company strength, the company standard in the market, and about the personal growth of that employee. These four things should be very much clear in that particular one day. Only then the employee will stay back. Now I am being as a HR, I also feel sometime struggling or challenging to hold on the employee for a week without giving him the introduction or without giving him the company details. Nobody will stay. Okay, they will run off. And here, as an HR, you are losing the employee of your company, right? Which is because a recruiter might have worked so hard, called him, checked with him, spoken the details, convinced him for the interview, then arranged the interview, then interview panel has taken, given his time and selected, and then he has come for the onboarding. And if the onboarding process is not good, and if the employee is running off just because of this process, then it's a loss for that organization. Okay, so if you are also going on any interview or anything, you can tell the HR operations plays a vital or important role to bring the important processes within the organization to ensure that every activity is, satisfied by every employee. Okay, that is a major role of HR operations. Now, if let's say one onboarding is happening today, and have given all the details to that employee, let's say company introduction, company background, about the company goal, and about the company standard in the market, and about his or her personal growth. When I have given all these details in one day to that employee, what you think? That employee will continue to work or that employee will run away? Just yes or no. Yes, right? Good. So that is the difference now. 1 week and 1 day difference. Now you understood, right? So how good or how efficient process we have to bring in, 1 week the process or 1 day's process, right? That is the difference. So that takes care by the operations team. So that is why the operations team has to be a logical thinker. Okay, they will always keep on thinking to bring new processes. What process can we bring in to shorten the lengthy process and all like that? Okay, so basic role of HR operations, like to as I said, they will be focusing efficiently on the process and systems, to how we can bring that process and systems to a efficient way which is useful for both. Of course, organization will be happy, and at the end employee also will be satisfied, and the HR's job is to make employee satisfaction. Only then he will continue. Okay, so the key responsibilities for the HR ops, HR operations is also called as HR ops, OPS. Okay. And HR administrations is called as HR admin. Okay. Just remember this some, keywords like how we call in this corporate world. Okay. So major key responsibilities for HR ops, managing HR technology and systems. Yes. Why technology? Because operations team will be thinking logically, so they will be bringing new technologies, comparing from in the markets or comparing from their competitor organization, like what tools they are using and how efficient is that to the HR department, right? And nowadays you all know there are multiple tools in the market. AI tools are also there, but what basic HR will be using is HRIS, which is human resource information system, and of course the payroll softwares. Okay, there is new tools in the market which is called as ATS, which is applicant tracking system. Okay, just remember this short words, and you can write it down if you want. I'll just repeat it. So major tools or major working of the HR will be on HRIS. HR is nothing but human resource information systems. Okay, if you want me to repeat, let me know. So HRIS is human resource information systems. Then, of course, we have payroll software. And then the third one is ATS, which is most useful, system in every organization. Even the small organization is using this tool. Okay, it is called as ATS, applicant tracking system. Okay, this is very useful, and every organization is using. And in any interview they may ask you, do you know about ATS, or have you worked on ATS? You can say that we haven't worked on ATS, but we know what is ATS, applicant tracking system. It generally tracks the applicants, starting from their recruitment process to their onboarding. And if the employee has been exited, then until from A to last exit, it will be everything will be recorded in that applicant tracking system. Sometimes the applicant tracking system is used by HR recruiters, okay, where they will only track the relevant CVs ka data. Like relevant CVs data means what happened when the employee has been shortlisted in the interview, whether he has joined or not joined, or whether we can reach that candidate in future. So some remark we can add in this tool. And when you want this, let's say we have an opening for BCA, okay, computer applications. So let's say we have got a candidate A. We have mentioned the details of the candidate A has been shortlisted, but he is not joining because 1 month he needs a break. Okay. So after 1 month, this applicant tracking system will give you the pop-up that this candidate has told that he wants a 1 month break. So now if we have the requirement, we can call that candidate. And that is the ATS job, which is helping the recruiter, to get back the feedback, what happened. And on time, he's showing us the data and we can call him. And this time, if he is available, he will join. If he is not available, if he says I have got some other job and all, so we have to enter that note he has got another job. So the ATS, what will do, it will keep the file on rejected, or it will keep the file on for future use. Maybe after 1 or 2 years he may look for the job change, right? So that time again his name will pop up, so we can call him again. So what it is doing is basically it is maintaining the data, and it will have n number of data, which is very, very useful for every HR recruiters. Okay. So that's about the ATS. So I hope now you know somewhat about ATS, not fully, but somewhat, like what does the applicant tracking system does, and it is useful for which HR team, right? I got some message. Yes, no, yes, great. So perfect, good. So these are some basic things which may be asked if you're going for the interview, okay? Or if they're not asking, you can add on. So they will know, okay, you know about this, you know about that, something like that, okay? So you can add on your interviews. Yeah, what else? So, of course, the HR operations is nothing but streamlining HR workflow and automation. So, HR operations will try to think like if there is so much of manual work, now because of this AI workings, the HR operations will think what all automated process we can bring in, in the system. So, less manual or manpower work will be there, and we can save the cost, right? Let's say there is for an example, quickly I'll give you an example for automation, what automation we can do. You guys can tell me, okay, whether that can be automated or cannot be automated, okay? Let's say one person, he is coming for daily attendance, right? He is coming daily in and going out. So his or her attendance is making note by a notebook. Old fashioned I'm talking. So let's say how many of you are aware of this, okay? They are maintaining their attendance in the notebook, like a a candidate, B candidate, C candidate. The one candidate is on 9 a.m, one candidate is on 10 a.m, one candidate is on again 9 a.m. At the end they have to complete 8 hours of working. So when they are doing it, sign in by 9 a.m and leaving out by 6 p.m, sign out. So this is a register, like a manual work, and the HR has to calculate at the end of the evening or at the end of the day. Okay. So end of the day we also call as EOD in a corporate world. Okay. We call it as by EOD, end of the day. Okay. So by EOD, the HR will be sitting and calculating all these things. So all this attendance for now, can it be automated or it cannot be automated? That's the question for you guys. This attendance. Very
Ma'am,
simple
no.
question. Tell me just yes or no. And if yes, what are the ways we can, change this manual work to automated work? Any idea? You might have seen in your college also. If you're working in any college premises and all, generally teachers will come and do sign in, sign out, right? It can be automated, right? By using Keka or people storm. Now, many people don't know Keka or people. App check-in. Correct. That's the right answer. App check-in. Danush. Good. Biometric. Correct. Biometric is also the good one. App is application again. Good. So you guys know. So this is one of the example how to bring that job into automated. Now, because we know these things, we have seen these things, so it is easy for us, right? Like, yes, yeah, right, Preeti. Biometric. Correct. So that's the reason we know about this. But HR ops will bring so many other changes. Thanks, Sheikh. Biometric, correct. So many other changes for other fields. So now I think you are getting some ideas. There are many other ways in the HR process which can be automated. One of the example is attendance can be automated, right? Other examples are also there, like payroll process can also be automated, right? Like instead of maintaining in, yeah, face identity, correct. That's for the attendance, Dhanush. Got it. So face identity is also a tool and app in the market where the attendance is being captured. Because what happens that sign in and sign, if biometric sign in and sign out is there, again, it's a unique. But what happens if it's generally sign in and sign out in the app, just click in, sign out, then anybody will do it for anyone else. Or if it's a sign in and sign out through a card, there is a card. What it called as, any idea?
Yes, ma'am. ID card.
ID card, ma'am.
It will be a digital card. Yes,
Card.
ID card, but it will having a digital code, DCC, digital code card for the employee, which they will punch in and punch out. So the gate will be open, gate will be closed, like that. Okay. So this is a very good example for you guys, like how the process can be automated. Okay. Right. So like this, yes, barcode one, correct. So like this, we have many other process in the HR, which HR operations teams will be thinking, which can be bring into automated, and it will reduce the workload of the HR, and we can bring the functions, efficiently or smoothly. Correct. I think now you are getting somewhat idea what is HR operations, right?
Yes,
Okay, other
ma'am.
thing about HR operations, what they will do is, HR operations, what they can bring the automated, yes, okay. So offer letter generations, like the HR recruiter team, they will be having, after calling 50 people, they might have shortlisted 10 people, and by EOD they have to send the offer letters for the confirmation. So they cannot sit and work for 20 or 50 people offer letter generation in one time, right? So those process can also be automated. So this thought also brought in by the HR operations team. To there are some tools in the market which will only change the name and date and designation, and rest all things will be different. Just we have to enter one figure, let's say 6 lakh salary, they'll enter, automatically the letter will be generated and they can mail it. So this process also brought in automation again by HR ops team. They have to think outside the box, what all things can be brought in automated. Okay. And anything if I would like to add on this, handling employee life cycle process, onboarding to exit. Okay. So that is again HR operations will be bringing the process, how to onboard the candidate and how to ensure the candidate is working in between, and in between this exit and onboarded days, and how much more we are efficient towards that particular employee to make him satisfied. Okay. So this thought process, again, because it's a process, so it is taken care by the ops team, HR operations. So anybody can become the HR operations. It's not like the HR admin can do only HR admin job. If that HR admin is having the capability of thinking outside the box, because HR admin is the person who is doing that job day to day, right? So he or she can feel what all changes we can bring in this process so that it will be easier for us to perform the job, right? So when he starts thinking like this, then of course he becomes the HR operations jobs activity. And likewise, the HR team will grow together. So it's a team, HR admin, HR recruiter, HR payroll, HR ops, it's a teamwork. So anything or everything, whatever has been find out, they will be sharing with each other and processing it immediately. Okay. So basic session for today was the difference between HR administrations and HR operations. So you guys have any doubt on this? Quickly, you can let me know, because I think I have covered fastly. I'm so sorry. I'm feeling like that I was super fast. But you can tell me if you need some more clarifications or classifications on this. So in short, I have just given a small note of HR operations here. So it is also known as human resource operations or HR ops. Is the day-to-day administrative work of running an organization's human resource functions. Okay, which includes implementing HR policies, processes, technologies, and best practices, ensuring HR process and systems run smoothly, supporting the organization's objectives and meeting the needs of employees. Of course, for any HR activities, this line is there, right? Supporting the organization objectives. Any HR, they will never forget this while doing any job. Okay, that is always supporting the organization's objectives and meeting the needs of employees. Some examples of HR operations include, as we discussed, recruitment, onboarding, payroll administration, employee relations, and compliance. So employee relations is what? I have told you in a different word meaning. Can you relate that? What is employee relations? The process of what comes in employee relations. Any idea? It's a process. So it is the work of HR operation, not only HR operations. As I said, small company will not have this different departments. There will be only one HR who will be doing all these activities. That person will be recruiter, that person will be admin, that person will be operations also, and that same HR will be the payroll also. Okay. So any idea employee relation means what? Grievance handling. True, grievance handling, correct. So grievance will be of anything. That could be your salary grievance, that could be your job, the if the employee is not satisfied, that person may ask, I'm not satisfied, or I need a job change, I need a department change. So that is again a grievance of from the employee side. So that is also a part of grievance.
Ma'am,
So
employee
the
relation
HR,
is having positive relationship with the.
Raghunath, you are trying to say something.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
One second, I'll increase this, speaker. It's very sorry. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, employee relation is having a positive relationship with the employees.
Correct, correct. That is right. But how we will bring the positive relations? While solving their grievances, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So ultimately, the answer should be grievance. Because see, anything if you take for the employee satisfaction, how it comes, how you will make the employee satisfied, because they will have many things running in their mind. How you can go and talk to that person, as you said, to bring the positive, relationship. How the positive relationship will come? When you will start talking, understanding, and listening that person's grievances, right? If any HR is going, and if the employee is asking for some doubts, and the HR is telling, oh, we will talk later, not now, some other time, right? So will that make that employee happy after listening such words?
No,
No,
ma'am.
right? So the HR should be always a smiling face and ready to listen whatever the HR's mental stage is. Okay, that is what HR is, the toughest job, bro. We have to be proud of the HR roles.
Okay,
Incentives
ma'am.
is Dhanush, what do you mean by incentives? To pay to the employee and make them satisfied? Is that you mean? Okay, okay. Yes, of course, incentives will be paid only if the employee has performed well, right? We just can't pay to every employee. So we will be identifying, that is what we have, this performance management system. We will go through that in the next slides also, PMS. So this performance management systems also will of course taken care by the HRs, and there will be some different type of activities involved as per the organization's goal. So whoever has reached to that level or that standard, that particular employee will be paid extra in terms of incentives, or in terms of bonus, or in terms of some benefits. So of course that part is there to motivate employees, to always work for the betterment. That is the way of giving the incentives. Shri Krishna, Karishma, sorry, refers to the active engagement and commitment an employee demonstrate towards their company. So, what do you mean by this? Refers to the active engagement and commitment. Sheikh, right? Can you tell us little more about it, Sheikh? Like what you are trying to say? Like refers to the active engagement. I understand active engagement should be there for the employee relations, true. And commitment, an employee demonstrates towards their company. What do you mean by the second one? Like he or she should be focused towards the company's goal. That is what you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, correct. I understand. So that's the right thing, dear. No worries. Okay. So yes, that is again comes under employee relations. So in short, employee relations is, to make the employee satisfied. And how you will make the employee satisfied? Through their hearing the grievances and making them, yeah, in short, correct. Okay. So I hope now it is pretty clear because it's 8 p.m. and you guys have another classes also. Just to keep you informed, like once we are going to the sessions, there is some theoretical part now, but later on, some last sessions, we have some analytics. Okay, whereas I will be introducing you guys to work in Excel, where you can build your formulas. You can understand first, of course, how to build on, bring in these formulas in the Excels and get the some presentations also. Okay, but now I'm just giving you the basic inputs now, like what is HR, what does they do, what are the key functions, and what are the major roles, what is the difference between this administration's operation, how does the PMS work, how does the training and development works. Because once you know all this, at the end you can sit and do analytics. Only then you can bring some insightful dashboards, what is being needed by the management. All right. So that of course, will go through that, but some theoretical part is there. I know it may be a bit boring, but some useful things also. You might have learned something new. That is what I want, that you guys should learn in every session something new. Okay. So,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah, one doubt. Who is that? Yes. Sheikh, right?
Yes, ma'am. Last
Yeah.
time I went to one interview, ma'am. What they asked means HR related. What is the differences between recruitment and the selection?
Okay.
What is the main example you will give? They will ask, ma'am.
So what is your understanding first? Now, after this session, what do you understand by recruitment? I think in last session I have told what is the recruitment. Do you have anything you remember? You can be very open, dear. No problem. Just yes, no. Everyone is learning now, right? No
Yes.
worries at all. So, do you know? Like you remember? Yes, no, no problem.
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, see, recruitment, as I told you, first the HR should learn the company products, right?
Yes.
What is the company goal into, right? I mean, if I say this, then I think something you can relate. Others also can tell, if you remember this point where I have mentioned the HR should know about company product, and HR is the only person. Immediately someone has pinged job analysis and screening. Correct. That is a recruitment part. So let us also, explain Sheikh also. Like recruitment is nothing but to understand the requirement as per the company's need. So when I say company's need, the company may be into any products, right? The company may be into like book selling. The company may be into furniture selling, something, whatever the company is into. So the recruiter job is to shortlist such candidate who relates with furniture field or who relates with field book fields, right? Only then that candidate can bring some growth to our company, right? Yes or no? I mean,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
If we select any IT people, let's say if the recruiter is recruiting some IT Java guy, will that Java guy will be fitting into furniture shop?
No, ma'am.
That is the
No.
difference, dear. Okay. So that is called recruitment. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Recruiting, shortlisting the candidates, like whom is relevant, whom is not relevant. After this comes the process of selection. So how the selection happens? Once you screen the CVs, once you recruited the CVs, right? Now the second step is selections. I mean, are you getting it? What is
Yes, ma'am.
recruitment? Recruiting,
Who
end-to-end
knows
interview.
the IT field or which field you are fitted, they will select the role.
In short, job analysis and screening.
And
That is what
okay, ma'am.
Sai Ashrita has pinged in the chat box. That
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
the exact word. In the interview we can use it. Okay, job
Done.
analysis and screening, that is called recruitment. Selection comes once you talk to the candidates, because see, screening the CVs, you will just screen, you will read, read and select it. But once you talk with the candidate, maybe this IT guy, you have seen in the portal, he has mentioned IT, but when you will talk to him, he will say that, madam, I have worked 3 years back in furniture, so I have the idea about it. Then what you will do? You will select him or you will reject him?
I will select, ma'am.
That is the difference. Okay, so that is comes under selection process. So this is the way you are selecting the candidates, right? And that is the way you have shortlisted the CVs, or you have recruited some CVs over there.
Okay, ma'am. Understood, ma'am. Now.
Yeah. And Madhavan, end-to-end interview process. See, end-to-end is starting from job analysis until the candidate is been onboarded. Okay. Until then, that person is in interview process only, Madhavan. In short, okay. So starting from job analysis, that is always the first word. Okay. Job analysis is always, because we have to understand the job, what type of job is needed by the management. First you understand the job, then you have to make a JD, which is job description. So we guys can have a small mock class on the job JD also. If you want, I can let you know how to make the JD. What are the basic things should be there in the JD? Okay, we can work this on the next session. If you want, you can let me know, so I will add it, because right now I have not added that in this PPT. Okay, you can tell in this chat box itself if you want, or how to work on the JD, job description, how to make it, because that comes under recruitment process. Okay. Okay, Ashrita only texted yes, ma'am. Fine. I will try to add on. Okay, few more are there. So I will try to explain this job description, how to start and how to end. That comes under job description. So once this JD is prepared, we will circulate this in the multiple social media platform or to the manpower providers, that this is the JD. We need the candidate as per this requirements, and they will share some CVs with us. So once we receive these CVs, we will talk to the candidates. Once the talk After talking to the candidates, once we find that this is relevant, we will make an arrangement or interview with the technical panels. So once these technical panels will clear the interview, then they will have the managerial round. Senior management always would like to see who is joining their company. So once the senior management is happy, then again it will come back to HR round for the salary discussions and negotiations. And after this, the HR will release the job offer, like this is the date of joining, this is the salary. And until that date of joining, this HR has to follow up whether that person has joined or not joined. On the date of joining, once the candidate is onboarded, there the interview process ends. Clear? I think it's pretty long because I have told you in detailed wise what is the actions every HR takes in end-to-end interview process. We could also call it as end-to-end recruitment process. Madhavan, it is clear now? Madhavan is there. Okay, I'm not finding his message over here. Okay, Dhanush and Ashrita, thank you that you have understood. But this question has been asked by Madhavan and he is missing. I don't know where. But anyways, you guys got some information about end-to-end recruitment or end-to-end interview process. Okay, so I think guys you have second class now then. So next week with the starting session, I will explain you how to work on the JD. Okay, and you guys have to work with me, okay, because I will tell you one, three, four, maybe two JDs we can prepare together. Third JD you can prepare by your own, because that time you will be knowing what are basic questions you have to ask before to make this job description for any job role. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine, guys. Done. So we can wind up.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, guys, take care. Good. I mean, you have next class, right? So, no good night. Take care, attend the session and learn as much as possible something new in every classes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All
Thank
right,
you.
dear. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.
Muddy Vamshi Yadav.